So,
So
yes, ma'am. So today we are with Bulbul ma'am. She is representing ISDI, and there are a lot of good news for the students who are willing to come to ISDI, since now it has become a university. So earlier, ma'am, I used to get a lot of queries that what degree I'll be getting, what all extra I have to do. I want to go for post graduation. So all your queries will be solved. So, ma'am, you can start with the introduction if you want.
So, hi Sumit. What I was thinking of doing to start with is show a small presentation on SD, because that will probably answer a lot of questions anyway. And then I can take questions. So very good evening to all the parents and young ones who've joined from Delhi and NCR. And thank you, Sumit, for organizing this. It's absolutely our delight to be to be attending this on behalf of Design Circle. And I hope that we do complete justice to today's session.
Absolutely.
I'm also joined by my colleague, Mr. Abhyuday Roy and Adnan Patel. Adnan is joining us from Bombay, and Abhyuday is joining us from Calcutta. So they are the other names you will see. Okay, so I think, Abhyuday sir, I'm going to take your help to run the presentation, and we'll go right away.
All right. So after the presentation, we are going to have a lot of question and answer session. So please go through the presentation first.
Okay, so I'm just timing myself. It's 3 minutes past 8. Let's try and spend about 12 minutes and no more on the presentation. I know as a teacher, we tend to sometimes don't, I don't respect time sometimes. So just keep me on track. Okay. So we are ISDI. We are the School of Design and Innovation. We are in our 10th year, 9th year actually. And we have only one campus. We are in Bombay. And I'm familiar that in Delhi, a lot of people actually don't refer to us as ISDI, they refer to us as Parsons. But quite truly, we are ISDI, and our curriculum comes from Parsons, and therefore I would say ISDI in curriculum collaboration with Parsons. And we talk a little bit more in the next few slides on really what is this relationship. Sumit has already revealed to you, and this is the biggest piece of news for us, which is that now ISDI is part of Atlas Skill Tech University. It is a state private university. So a state private university is typically, if I were to give other examples, an Ashoka, a Kriya, or OP Jindal, or a Shivna, there are other examples of state private university. So yes, the program is UGC approved, and we are now a part of Atlas Skill Tech University. Incidentally, the people who have started ISDI are the same who started Atlas, so it really is our own university. And I think the big news, therefore, is that all students will get a degree for those who've joined us this year and onwards. Next slide, sir. And yes, it's called Atlas Skill Tech University. So coming back to ISDI, and really what is our association with Parsons. Now, for many of you are already familiar that Parsons is ranked as the world's #1 school for undergraduate design education. And the likes of Donna Karan, Marc Jacobs, some of the very popular fashion designers are all graduates of Parsons. Parsons is in New York. And our partnership with Parsons really means that all students who come to ISDI and complete the entire 4-year, our undergraduate programs are all 4 years, and those who complete all 4 years in India with us are all awarded a certificate from the Parsons team. The curriculum we follow is entirely that of Parsons, and this is very unique because it's not as though ISDI had ever a curriculum their own. We acquired the Parsons curriculum as is, and we've from the first year that we started operations in India, which was in 2012-13, until now we've only offered the Parsons curriculum. So any program that you would normally see on Parsons career website, not all of them, but majority of the undergraduate programs are offered in India, and really it's exactly the same curriculum. It may be contextualized in India, but it's exactly the same curriculum. Of course, faculty development is part of Parsons ISDI relationship. But I think what's very exciting for a lot of students is the possibility of doing part of the program in India and remaining part of the program in Parsons. And quite often we refer to it as 2+2. And these are opportunities where students can do 2 years at ISDI and the third and the fourth year in Parsons. And really that's what is meant by 2+2. Now, Parsons is one option, but there are several other partner universities in the UK where also you could take a transfer to. And it's quite popular. And I think one of the reasons I find students choose, one of the reasons is, other than the fact that it's a Parsons curriculum, other than the fact that it's a urban campus in Mumbai, but one of the reasons is also the possibility of pursuing part of the program in a university outside of the country. Of course, there are a lot of students who finish their undergrad program in India and go on to Parsons for their master's programs. Next one, sir. These are a couple of students in the last year. We didn't send anyone actually because of obvious reasons, who have done 2 years with us and then taken a transfer to Parsons as part of the 2+2. This is a typical convocations. As I said, we offer the program of Parsons in India. This is President Van Zandt, the principal of Parsons. And every May, a convocation ceremony such as this is conducted, of course, during normal situations. And all students are then certified in the Parsons program. I think what is really, for me, what's really special, also very special about ISD is the fact that we are in Bombay. Bombay, in many ways, is, to me, an unrivaled design capital because of the film industry, the television industry, the media, the events, pretty much that create a sort of a ecosystem of design and design opportunities. A very large number of advertising agencies have always been here. Of course, they have offices all over now, but majority of the traditional large agencies, advertising agencies, have started out of Bombay. The first agency that probably ever hired designers was Times of India, about 150s, 200 years old now, also headquartered here in Mumbai. So I think that makes us really a design capital. The picture that you see there is our campus in Bandra Kurla complex. It is a brand new expanded campus. And some of the pictures that you see are actually from my older campus, but the new campus would just be as exciting. And people have actually already started to visit us. Next one, sir. Okay, what are the programs that we offer? And I think this is the second thing that to me is very exciting is we call it a liberal arts approach to design. It's a T-shaped model. The first year is what I call a sort of an interdisciplinary year. And in the second and the third and the fourth year, you sort of go deep dive into your specializations. So I'm not going to use the word foundation for the first year because it isn't foundation in the normal sense. It's more an interdisciplinary liberal arts approach to not design, but to just life, so you're learning things like sustainability, you're learning things like everything that everyone needs to know really. And in the second, in the third and the fourth year, students can choose one of these 7 specializations, which is communication design, interior design, fashion luxury and lifestyle design, fashion communication and styling. One of the questions, Sumit, I saw in your list of questions is whether we offer a design and business program. Yes, we do. There is a very interesting program and very popular, extremely well paying as well, called the Strategic Design Management, which is a combination of business and design. And in India, ISD is the only school that offers it at the undergrad level. NID does offer the Strategic Design Management program at the postgraduate level. The other 2 programs are product design, also very popular, and fashion design. So these are the 7 pathways. There are no reserved seats in any of these categories. So at the end of the first year, students can make a choice as to which specialization is most suited to them. And there are no questions asked. Amongst the 360 students that we take, they can choose their specializations basis their interest. If they're confused, then obviously we would counsel them. And they have fair amount of exposure in the first year. That's okay, Abhyuday, you can stay with this slide. They have fair amount of exposure in the first year to take a very definite advantage about their specializations. So for instance, several years back, decades back, I studied fashion design. But quite honestly, if I knew all the plethora of specializations, I'm not sure if I could well have done communication design had I known the nuances. Don't get me wrong, I quite enjoyed the fashion design program, but I think communication design would have just been as exciting had I known what it entails and if that was an opportunity to consider. So it doesn't come out in a very obvious way, but Sumit, I do think that a child must go through a broad first year before arriving definitely at a special choice of specialization. And I think that, the power of choice to me is very important, because you're really planning your life in a way. And yes, so that's to me a very important point. This is really the way we prepare students for industry. In this part of Bombay, people choose ISD because of the cutting edge placements we have. That's partly possible because the smaller number of intake that we have. And also certain programs like product and communication are fiercely corporatized. So all the students who come to us over 4 years go through 3 internships, followed by a capstone project, and then the final placement. At another opportunity, maybe we'll do we have a very sort of a thorough placement process. The placement process actually starts from the very first year. So from observership, apprenticeship, internship, capstone project, then we do something called aspiration mapping to ensure that each student has 3 to 4 options, and they take the most relevant, not just in terms of compensation, but in terms of job work as well. And so this is really the way the 4 internships are laid out. Each internship is in the first one is at the junction of first and second year. Then in the summer of the second year, they go for an apprenticeship. And likewise, in the summer of the third year, they do an internship. 7th semester of the 8 semesters is a capstone project. And finally, they are all placed by January or February of the year that they graduate. Next, average compensations depends on the program. It varies. The highest, of course, I don't like to quote because that was an international placement at 35 lakhs, but let's not quote that. The highest in India currently would be about 12 to 15. And the lowest would be roughly about 6. So it really averages out at about 8 lakhs per annum. Talking about faculty, this is another, Sumit, I'm going to try and express it in my own language, but yeah. I remember that a school that I went to study design in would typically have graduates of the same school. And this, if even NID or even IITs, I've seen a lot of graduates who teach there are graduates of the same school, which is great. But I think next slide, equally exciting is to have a good mix of teachers who come from diverse backgrounds, both in terms of their own education, whether it is having studied in some of the best international schools like Parsons, like Royal College of Art, like Arizona State University, like FIT, of course, here in India, Indian Institute of Science, IIT, NID, NIFT, etc. But also all the department heads who are at ISD have a fair inning in the industry, and majority of them, and some of these companies are here, a lot of them have had a long inning at Philips. The head of our strategic design management comes from almost 12 years at Mahindra's. So I think a good blend of people who have themselves practiced brings in that kind of a relevance to our curriculum. Next one, sir. Next one. Okay, now this I'll go very fast because the slides are self-explanatory. Student ISD in many ways is actually run by the students. And even on the interview panel, you will see one senior student on most occasions. So the student council is one board that is very active, and the students have to be, they stand for elections because 70% of the students who study at ISD come from cities outside of Mumbai, which means from Delhi, Jaipur, Calcutta, Bangalore, Hyderabad, across cities. Almost 3,000 unique schools is where our applications come from. And so Mumbai in many ways is a new city. So we take each student is allotted a buddy who helps students break into a city like Mumbai, get familiar with travel and just about how to even get yourself a train ticket if you must. So every little thing that a child would normally be reluctant to go to a teacher for, the buddy is really there to assist. Because of our exchange programs, I forgot to talk about it earlier, but we do very active 6 months semester exchange programs with universities abroad, and these are free of cost because you don't pay for your tuition, you only pay for your travel. And so exchange is a two-way process. For every student who goes to one of our partner universities, we also receive a student. And so you will normally see normally, of course, not in the last 1.5 years or 2, but you would normally see a very large number of international students. And of course, we want to make sure that India is a great experience for them, not just ISD. Next slide, sir. Okay, these are clubs, and there are about 18 active clubs. Every student is expected to be a member of at least one club. We also have a girls football, girls football team. Sports is another section of all these clubs. There are about 4 or 5 sports clubs as well. So I'm not spending too much time on these, Abhyuday. Maybe this we can do at a later point, because these slides can sort of talk amongst for themselves. Next one. These are all part of our semester exchange, our summer programs at international universities that we partner with. And depending on what is it that particular partner university is really good at, like this one is Arts University Bournemouth, and they do a very nice summer program for us. So, and they also do a very good model making course. So students who are looking for that kind of a pathway for 15 days, 20 days, you will come to know about all these opportunities. We keep talking about it throughout the year. So for now, I'm just going to tell you about these opportunities at large. But students get to participate in the New York Fashion Week, in the London Fashion Week, Dubai. You can keep rolling up with the Dubai Fashion Week, hopefully Tokyo. And of course, for the students who cannot travel to these, then you can obviously participate in the Lakme Fashion Week that happens twice a year, the spring, summer, the fall, winter. And this, of course, is hosted in Mumbai in a hotel quite close to us. These are all the zillion types of international opportunities. My very favorite is the one that you see to your left top, which is the one that we do every January in Netherlands. It's part of a ongoing project called Imagining Tomorrow. And the rest of it I'll talk to you about some other time. But really, it is between 6 countries solving 6 problems that are sort of innate to all these countries, futuristic problems about maybe global warming, maybe about, and these are also aligned to the UNDP, on the sustainability goals of the UN. Some more universities, I see a lot of them are our British partners. Very happy to tell you that, just one second, Abhyuday, the University of Arts London, we are the only school in the country, probably in Asia, that has a 2+2 agreement with London College of Communication, which is part of University of Arts London. University of Arts London is a second highly ranked university for design. And for students who wish to do 2 years in India in communication design, they can go and pursue their 3rd and the 4th year at University of Arts London in communication design with pathways in user experience, user interface, branding, advertising, several pathways. But many of the other schools you see over here are also brilliant schools. The Glasgow School of Art, for instance, is globally ranked at a number 6 or a 7. So this is some of the universities that we partnered with for student opportunities. It just goes on. I'm not going to talk about Coventry and Falmouth and Ravensbourne. These are all UK's top 12 or 15 universities. Okay, next one, sir. Yes, we've talked about industry in the beginning, but let's just talk a little more about, every Wednesday, we do something called a Stalwart series where we invite the who's who, and Mumbai to that extent is a very gracious, very generous city. Sometimes I joke and say the number of people I've met in a lifetime, students at ISD get to meet in a year. But really, I've probably met everyone in ISD campus other than the Prime Minister and Sadhguru. Everyone else I've seen on the ISD campus. And every Wednesday, the Stalwart series is when all students of the design school, which is ISD, the business school, which is ISME, the film school, which is Vancouver Film School, come together and attend the Wednesday series, often called the Stalwart series. And there's a lot of learning for students. So you can see Mr. Piyush Goyal, I think then he was the railway minister. That's our Minister of State, that's our governor. So with the student council, we don't have a brand ambassador. We have no sponsored brand ambassadors. Anyone who comes to ISD as a mentor comes completely on their free will. Some of those pictures you see here. Next one, sir. And of course, Hafiz contractor Farah Ali. Bandana Tiwari is the former director of fashion for Elle magazine. Next one. What are we doing with time? Oh, wow. I think we've time's up, is it? Okay. These are some of the sessions where this is University of Arts London team on our campus. And this is a typical, these pictures will tell you exactly how selection for masters happen. So a student gets to present their portfolio. If you see the picture right in the center, that little picture right on top, that is where the entire UAL team is reviewing the portfolios. Janvi, the girl in green top, right? She's the one. And then her projects are seen. They go back, they make an offer, a scholarship. And normally everybody, even in UAL, I've seen today we got a letter for Yashovardhan from Jaipur, who's going on a 20% scholarship for masters. So everybody gets at least a 20% scholarship for masters, but in most cases, it would be much higher. Okay, next one. I don't think I'm going to talk about this project because I can take hours talking about it. But in a nutshell, Mumbai has what we call Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation School, and the attendance of these schools seem to have going progressively down because it's a Marathi medium school, and there is really very little pride in going to a government school, and parents wanted their children only going to English medium school. So the idea was to make the schools aspirational by changing their identity. And the students of communication design program took on this project last year. But not only did they said, we can change the branding, we can change the logo, we can change the uniform, but you've got to do more. The schools must be CBSE taught like a DPS, and the schools must be English medium. And that is when, the child will take complete pride. They convinced the chief minister to make them English medium schools. See, remember, in this country, if you want great jobs, you must know English, right? Otherwise, you end up becoming a building security guard or a courier boy. And so they converted from the local syllabus to CBSE. And for the first time, we are the only state in the country that has government schools offering a CBSE. I'm talking about municipal schools offering a CBSE curriculum and English taught. And very happy to report, Sumit, that yes, this time they received close to 28,000 applications for 4,000 seats for the very first time. This is what identity and branding can do to a brand, even a government brand. This project led to the next one, which was the rebranding Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation, the MTDC. And this was really, there's a lot of that behind that logo. It can look like Shivaji Maharaj's turban. It can look like the hull of a ship. It's also half of infinity, the Maha of the Maharashtra. And so there's, of course, a full campaign behind this. Sometime we will do this for you. And this was done by the communication design students as well. And from what you can make out, they're all wearing masks. So this was launched in the thick of COVID. Next one, sir. Okay, I think we'll do this. Okay, right. Partners, industry partners. ISDI is a tier 1 college. So we are empaneled with many of the companies as a tier 1. A tier 1 compensations would normally be much higher, upwards of 8.5. Not all companies empanel. An Infosys, a TCS, a Cisco, Deloitte Digital. We've got 6 kids in Deloitte Digital this year. So they empanel, and ISDI is one of the few schools in the country that is empaneled as a tier 1 because the students can pick up complex jobs, and these compensations are normally upwards of 8.5. So there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Okay, next one, sir. Next one. This is our corporate connect. Majority of the students may get their final offers where capstone projects convert to final placement, but if they don't, there are also opportunities to take a placement through our career connect series that we do. These are some of the 0-day placements. Of course, the technology and design has sort of merged in a very large way now. And normally Infosys, Philips, Deloitte, Deloitte has taken 12 kids, actually 6 in India and 6 for US. But majority of these companies would take upwards of 10 students. So these are large hirers. And 0-day really means that they want to be the first ones to hire from. And they all came on the first days, which is why it said 0-day. Some of the placements, recent ones. Next one. I can go on about placements. So these are all placements of this year. So this is the Deloitte India team. Then we got TCS. Then the next one is Infosys. And so really, this is thought I think this is my last slide. Really, just thought this probably gives you a sort of a holistic view of things.
So basically, you have answered almost 50% of my questions in all these slides. So I think in any case, we are saving time. That's why we didn't interrupt you in between, because you were answering the question. We have got a lot of questions regarding that. So, to begin with, so do we call it ISDI or Atlas Skill Tech University now?
So ISDI is the school of design and innovation, and Atlas is the university. So the relationship, crudely put, is Stephens and Delhi University, right? So that's the best way. Or you could look at it as Surf Excel and Unilever, whatever works. But the school is ISDI, and ISDI is part of Atlas Skill Tech University.
All right. So if a student is passing out from ISDI, so they will be getting a bachelor in design degree as the curriculum degree they will be getting, and along with that, they will be getting the Parsons certificate as well.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll show you the Parsons certificate, though it's an old certificate, so the format can change a little bit here and there, but I'll show you what the certificate looks like. So because all of us have a sort of a photographic memory. So yes, so all students get a Parsons certificate, which is in the convocation. I've removed the name of the student, so certificate is awarded to name of the child who has completed the entire undergraduate program in whichever course you've done, fashion, product, interiors, strategic design, etc., at the Indian School of Design and Innovation, for which the curriculum guidance has been provided by Parsons School of Design, issued whenever. Okay, signed by the Executive Dean of Parsons and the Indian counterpart. Thanks, Abhyuday sir. So this is the first qualification you could remember. The second one is really, it sort of it mirrors this one, which is the diploma that they get from ISD. And the third one is a bachelor's in design degree from Atlas Skill Tech University.
All right. So it means that they will be getting a degree of Atlas Skill Tech University. That will be a separate thing. They will be getting a certificate from Parsons and as well as from ISDI.
Absolutely. So a diploma from ISD, certification from, and a certificate from Parsons, diploma from ISD, degree from Atlas.
So if a student wants to go for post-graduation to Parsons, definitely the certificate from Parsons will help a lot.
They can do masters anywhere in the world. I mean, we've got students who've done very unusual masters as well. Sometimes, Sumit, there's children who want to absolutely fiercely tech universities like Rice and Brown, or they've gone to art like design schools like Rhode Island and Parsons. Yes, so you could do masters anywhere in India, US, UK, Europe, Canada, anywhere. You've got a 4 years degree.
All right. So, ma'am, the student who gets bachelor in design degree, so it's the information for everyone that the bachelor in design degree will be now, it will make you eligible for any kind of post-graduation in India as well. So suppose you want to go for a post-graduation from NID or you want to go from post-graduation from NIFT, you can always go through the degree of bachelor in design, bachelor in vocational arts or BA if it's recognized by UGC, and now ISDI and Atlas Skill Tech University is now recognized by the UGC definitely.
Yeah. And US often asks, it's nice to have a 4 years degree, especially if you're going to US. Of course, our students have gone in the past without a 4 years degree, but it obviously is a no questions asked sort of, if you have a 4 years degree, because US follows a 12 plus 4 years format.
So ma'am, it means that the curriculum with what ISDI is following will remain same, and it has nothing to do with the new university system, because a lot of students have asked me, so now sir, now they will be a UGC college, so will they be following the UGC curriculum or they will be following the curriculum they have been following?
Curriculum will always be Parsons, Sumit. See, UGC actually doesn't like if an Ashoka starts and Ashoka decides to offer liberal arts, that is Ashoka. However, UGC has norms, right? The pay commissions, the refund policy, their UGC has and it's a very good policy because it safeguards the students more than anything else on various accounts. So wherever the UGC norms are laid out, we follow the norms. But what you teach is really what you're good at, isn't it? So UGC does not have anything to do with Parsons. ISD offers a Parsons curriculum, but wherever there's compliance required with UGC, we follow. Obviously, we are a UGC recognized university, so we would follow all of those that are laid out.
Okay, ma'am. My second question is that like ISDI Atlas is like giving a lot of courses in different things. So like we have seen that few of the courses what you are offering is not in Parsons, New York. So are those curriculum just a strategic design management? So all these curriculum is being recognized by the Parsons New York.
Strategic design management is a program from Parsons, Sumit. Actually, all the 7 are offered by Parsons, except that fashion communication is a minor inside of their fashion design, whereas we offer it as a special pathway because in India, a lot of students want to do fashion communication as a separate pathway. But otherwise, all the programs that you see are those that Parsons offers. Sometimes nomenclature may vary, but strategic design management goes under the same nomenclature. India may we call it a BDES. If you do the strategic design management program in Parsons, it is called a BBA,
yes,
right? And then it becomes an MS. So it's a STEM. So
Okay.
nomenclatures will vary. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, जो मेरा अगला question है, that is that suppose a student is willing to go outside India, so they will be paying the fees of that to the college of like 2+2 में अगर हम, so will be paying 2 years to ISGI Atlas and the 2 years will be paying to that college and their fees.
Correct.
Or do you get any benefit?
Yeah, so there, of course, there are various kinds of arrangements, Sumit. But simply put, for now, the discussion today, when they do 2 years in India and the remaining 2 years, they technically belong to the other university, right? And therefore, they are on their rolls. And technically, well, you cease to be an ISD student, right? Having said so, you're still an ISD alum and you'll still be an Atlas alum, right? But the degree is then awarded by the university you go to, and therefore, you will obviously be paying the fee. Our job, and I'm also managing the international office for ISD, so our job is really to get the student the best possible scholarships.
So you mean to say if the student is doing 2+2, they will be getting 2 years of ISDI certificate and the degree will be from that university and not from Atlas Skill Tech University.
You're right. See, you can only pursue one degree at one time. So suppose somebody does 2 years and then goes to Nottingham Trent, then you get a BA honors in fashion design from Nottingham Trent University.
Is there any scholarship in 2+2 or the fees will be fixed?
No, in fact, like for instance, when I gave you the example of Nottingham Trent, the fee that you see on their website is, I think, around 15,000 US dollar GBP per annum, whereas our fee for ISD is almost 40% lesser. That's because of what we've been able to negotiate with them between the institutions, and so it would be different fee for students who go from ISD to these universities than what is mentioned on their website.
So what like, I mean, ये question तो खैर बहुत बार आया कि what fees will be paying to ISDI, वो generally आप बता सकते हो कि for 4 years what should be the budget in the mind of parents if they are going for, like a Delhi student will be going and staying in the hostel as well. So what amount of budget they will be thinking of and what scholarship they can get?
See, you should look at about 6 lakhs per annum by way of tuition, and pure tuition you should plan at about 24, I would say 26 with a 5% increment on the fee year on year. So yeah, 25, 26 is what you should plan at. And that is the fee. Now, living in Mumbai, if you're taking our hostel, which may be a little more expensive than what you can get on your own, but it's obviously brilliant and very comfortable, absolutely as international as it can be. And that should cost you anywhere between 2.5 to 3, depending on the configuration of the room, with pretty much all inclusive. So to live comfortably in a city like Mumbai, Sumit, I think it's useful to plan at between 2.5 to 3 lakhs per annum. And as a parent, I would plan at 3 because you just don't want to cut it too fine. But then it's not as though everybody stays in our hostel. I always say, please use our hostel at least in the first year, because there's pastoral care, there is a warden, there is meals are taken care of. It's really like, everything is provided for. These are fully serviced apartments. There's a doctor on call. There are sort of get-togethers, parties, especially for the first year, because they're new to the city. We don't want them missing home. So if you retain our hostel all 3 years, that's 12 lakhs for stay in Bombay, and about, let's say, 25 for tuition, 25 or 26. So that's about 38 is what you should plan. So many times, Sumit, I just tell the parents that plan at 40 on an average 10 lakhs per annum. I don't like to cut it too fine, right? Because, so 10 lakhs per annum, all inclusive, but really it's 40 over 4 years.
So I have been sending a lot of kids to NID also, NIFT also. So what they do, that they stay in the colleges for first year. And since now they shift to their own departments, they want to stay with their own students from their own department. So they all shift to their own apartments, and it costs them half the cost of their hostel actually.
Yeah, I agree. And well, ISD hostel is a very special place, and the pastoral care is brilliant, and student advisory is brilliant. And but I mean, if we are budget sensitive, then we can also do that. Yeah.
All right. So, ma'am, you have already told that the new system of university is not going to impact the old system of the thing. The faculties are same, the system is same, the curriculum is same. All the thing which will be different is that earlier we have to do a Mumbai University add-on degree, which now we don't have to do, since now we'll be getting a bachelor in design degree of Atlas University of themselves. So, okay, though now one more thing is that how these certificates from Parsons and like ISDI will help them in their jobs and placements. And is there a international placements as well? Now you have told that now a couple of students have gone to Deloitte US also, but are there companies who actually come and place them and take them to like their own countries and they go to different countries?
So, Sumit, that's a more recent, this year that I see students have got placements in the US, and the other one I was talking about is in Germany. Because the market seems to be opening, and Indian students are fiercely competitive now. Their portfolios are as world class as any other. I mean, I would say that they're as good as Parsons portfolios. And so to that extent, wherever the visa policies permit a student to be able to work, like Germany, they will work. But Deloitte was an example of where our association with Deloitte, they picked up 12 students and they in turn sponsored the students for the US. So yes, most of these placements will be through companies that, like an Infosys, like a TCS, like a Deloitte, like a Philips, that we are empaneled with us for placements. So yeah, of course.
Okay. Now again, coming by, I actually missed one question regarding the international collaboration. So like how certain is that a student who wants to go to Parson can go to Parson, or a student wants to go to UL can go to UL, or there will be a filtration and a selection and a process of complete thing?
Give me a killer portfolio, I'll send you wherever you want to go, right? You give me a killer portfolio. I mean, when I send the portfolio to UAL, see, UAL is very well placed with us, and so is Parsons. Both of these are brilliant relations. Of course, I'm referring to LCC, London College of Communication, more specifically UAL. And we've been able to negotiate scholarships to the extent that we wanted them. Even before a child applies, we would know what quantum of scholarship they will get, because we know what these, even you would know, Sumit, and to a large extent, right? We know portfolio from 3 pages of going through the portfolio. And our job is really to mentor students to have that kind of a compelling portfolio that nobody can deny. I've never in 9 years had a single rejection from any university. Yes, what differs is the quantum of scholarship. Right. And to such an extent, Sumit, that we are now thinking of, I'm just talking aloud. I think this is just from something that we discussed today within ISD, having an ISD strand and an ISD study abroad strand, because a very large number of students are now talking about 2+2 and all of that. So, we want to start their portfolio making for international universities right in the beginning. So they do a little more projects. And so, of course, everything is the same. They're staying the same curriculum. And for those who want to finish all 4 years in India, we intensify internships and placements. So one becomes a little fierce industry approach, one becomes an international transfer approach, and they are slightly different. So we start grooming from the very beginning. But yes, I mean, you can pretty much choose your university. The one place that I find difficult to get scholarships, more because it is their norm, is the Rhode Island. Admissions, of course, happens.
Of course. And when does the student have to decide that now they can go for 2+2? So it will be the first year or second year?
They can decide as far as after a year and a half. All because right. They go after 2 years. I need 6 months to do all the work, apply, send their portfolios, send their transcripts, receive their offer, negotiate a scholarship, look at accommodation, visas. All that is at least 6 months. So they can take this decision as far as 1.5 years into the program.
Okay. So, ma'am, I think this is a weird question, but yes, what do you feel that what is the best course according to you a student should look for in ISDI? Because I get a lot of questions regarding this, sir. मुझे ISDI जाना है तो कौन सा कोर्स मुझे करना चाहिए? So
मुझे ऐसा, हाँ, सुमित, देखो, मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना, there are 2 types of kids, ठीक है? मेरे को जो लगता है, after more out of teaching and interacting with lots of kids, and I sometimes wonder how children choose their courses, because I don't think it's even fair to ask them to expect to choose a course when they are still just finishing 12th. It's like asking somebody कि ठीक है आपको डॉक्टर बनना है, MBBS करना है, but अभी से बताओ cardiologist बनोगे या ophthalmologist बनोगे या endocrinologist बनोगे, because they are diverse, but they are connected, like a body is. So I have a feeling that this choice should only be made at the end of the first year. And one of the things you should exercise at ISD and why ISD is probably the power of choice. But to answer your question, I really think there are broadly two kinds of children. There is one child who is very, very certain that he or she only wishes to pursue something in fashion. And there's the other category of children who are equally certain that they want to do anything but fashion, right? In my experience, these are the two broad categories.
Basically, like a lot of kids ask me that whether, like, if I'm going for communication design, I'll be, will the makeup styling will be the part of communication? So, ma'am, so ISDA offers communication or fashion communication, or both are separate?
They're very separate courses. We offer both, but in my opinion, they are chalk and cheese. They are, it's not fashion communication is not fashion design plus communication design, clearly not. Communication design is what was at one time called applied arts. It became graphics with the advent of screen, and graphics when the screen came in your hand and became sort of palm size like your phone. I think it really has become a communication, because communication is really now screen and digital. So your advertising, your packaging, your advertorial design, your user experience, your user interface, are all part of the communication design program. Whereas fashion communication is really centered around styling. Right?
Okay, ma'am. If a student is coming for product design, what they should expect? That the product design will be an industrial product design, or is going to be more of accessory based product design?
See, our product design program, Sumit, has after the first year, when everybody goes through a standard first year, okay, not a foundation, but we call it the FYS, or first year studies. In the second year, third year, and the fourth year, they go through. First, they start making very simple products. It's completely industrial design. So they will start with very simple products like, a mug, a cup, a saucer, and things that pretty much are like, I'm just thinking, maybe like, just because I could pick this, like a tetrapod or something, right? Simple products. It could be ceramic, glass, anything. Even this, right, will qualify as simple products like these. Then they come to the next stage when they do personalized electronics. So your shaver, hair dryer, all your kitchen appliances, mixer, toaster, all of that. Then the third one will be furniture, right? The fourth level is just remembering with personalized electronics, furniture, automobile. Then they get into user experience, user interface, and then they get into smart products. Okay. And finally, smart products is all integrated. You know how this is talking to, let's say, a smartwatch, so all the connected devices. And finally, they would do the last one, which is healthcare, thermometers, or these oximeters, or even invasive things like artificial valve or something. Yeah.
So now I have got bombarded with questions. So suddenly the students are asking, so UI UX will be the part of communication, or it will be part of product also?
Both. Yeah, because see, now tell me something, Sumit. So, if this one, I'm not wearing my watch, but let's say these two, the smart watches, would you call these two products, or would they call it communication?
Because they mixture of both, the combination.
Right? Today we are connected to at least 3 or 4 devices: the phone, the watch, maybe your laptop, or an iPad, or whatever. In 10 years from today, we are likely to be connected to at least 50 devices all at once, from your tattoo. So we're going to live in a connect, and they're also called smart products, therefore. So user interface, user experience is both part of product design as well as communication design.
Okay, if a student is not a science student, they will be comfortable studying at ISDI, since it's a mixture of technical course and non-technical course. So a lot of students have asked that if they do not have a background of science, will ISDI be a great option to do product design and UI and UX?
Well, you don't have to have a background in science to study user experience, user interface, because basically what is user experience? It's giving your consumer a great experience, right? And I always give the example of an Uber, such a simple application, 3 buttons and your cab arrives, right? And everything you know about the driver, what kind of car is coming, where is it coming, how long will it take to come, what is the previous ranking of the driver, what will it cost you if you're sharing your cab, who is traveling with you, what's the name, etc. Where is that person likely to get dropped? I mean, that much information all packed in 3 buttons, right? and simple, right? It's not a cluttered screen. Now, that's a great experience. Now, all of us here are educated and we say, hey, listen, we understand this. But look at this driver who may not even have had an education, leave alone, he may not be even literate, leave alone being educated. Even he understands किसको लेना है, कहाँ से लेना है, वो कैसे पैसे देंगे, कितने पैसे देंगे, उनकी ranking क्या है. That is great user. That's common sense. You need to get into the shoes of the driver to know how he will navigate his way. So it needs more than anything else, Sumit. It needs empathy. It needs to be able to get into the other person's position and create a product that he or she will be able to use. You may not, science, of course, is not, is a mandatory subject for any of our subjects. An appreciation of science is always useful, but an appreciation of arts, humanities, sociology, psychology, everything is equally useful. You're on mute.
So one student have asked that when they go for the exchange program for 2 years, so they get the visa for 2 years, or there will be a placement program also for the students who are going abroad.
So UK has started something called PSW, post-study work visa, basically. And if you go and study a minimum of 1 year in the UK, post 2020, you're eligible for a post-study work visa for 2 years. Basically, what it means is you get 2 years to find yourself a job, which is long enough to get yourself a job.
Yes.
So UK was not a very visa-friendly country all these years. And that is why US was a far more popular destination. So if you go to UK, if you spend a minimum of 1 year, you're eligible to get your post-study work visa. In the US, in all honesty, I think if you're looking at employment, it is best to go through a STEM route, courses like strategic design management, communication design, product design. Even within fashion, you can swing it towards fashion design and digital technology. And as long as the programs get classified as STEM, there is a 3 times higher possibility to get a post-study work visa.
Okay, that's good. So Josana has asked that, is there a company like Mahindra and all those technical companies also coming and taking the placement for the students?
Oh yeah, Mahindra's, Milind, who was doing the campus tour a little while earlier, was an intern at Mahindra. And our one of our very good well-wishers and allies, Pratap Bose, who was heading the Tata Motors out of UK, has just joined Mahindra's in the automobile sector as their chief design officer. He is he's been associated with ISD in various capacities. We also got a Mahindra scholarship for one of our students who went to Rice University. So yeah, Mahindra, for various reasons, also they institute a few scholarships for our business school. So it's a great relationship, and they're very close to where at least our old campus was, the Mahindra Tars. So yes, we've had in the Mahindra, in the automobile segment, in the product design. And as I said earlier, Shamit also comes to us from Mahindra's, the HOD of our strategic design management program.
All right. Okay, ma'am. So coming to the entrance examination without wasting much time. So a lot of students have asked me that, because since ISDI has always been the first college who conducts their examination. So tell me a couple of things, that the type of portfolio ISDI is looking for is more of art-based, or what they are good at it, and how many number of work they should put in the portfolio.
About 12 pieces of work, but more than anything else, and Sumit, you will understand, we're looking at a process portfolio rather than an individual piece like one Ganpati or one Buddha, or like we're looking at a process. It's not sometimes the end product, but really the route you took. And that to us, because that's also where we can ask you about why you took the route that you took. So I would think that more than individual pieces of work, we are really looking at a process portfolio, which is really what is the difference, in my opinion, between design and art. And our examination is in 3 stages, Sumit. The first one is we lay a lot of emphasis to portfolio. So almost 40% weightage on your selection will be your portfolio. 30% is your interview, which is nothing but your portfolio, because most questions come from the portfolio. So really 70% is in your direct control, I feel. And the other 30% is for a design aptitude test, which is, of course, in COVID times, it is a multiple choice. Against time, you're racing against time a little bit, but there's storytelling. There are sample papers which are there on our website. And we also do a series of sessions closer to the exam, Sumit. They're called How to Crack the ISD Challenge.
All right. Okay, so basically, The ISDI examination will be in 3 stages. First of all, they will be giving a online entrance examination, and then after that they will be submitting their portfolio, and the last thing will be that they will be having their one-to-one interviews, and on the basis of that the student gets scholarship and the selection.
Selection, okay. So that is a challenge, correct? So the order is really the portfolio uploading and the online test. The interview will always be last. There are two types of, there's actually one type of scholarship. I have to say this, Sumit, we do not have any discounts, right? We are very cautious of the scholarships we give. This year, there was only one kind of scholarship, which is called the merit scholarship. Fair or otherwise, the eligibility for a merit scholarship is that you must have at least 90% in class 12, right? That is, if you don't have that, then you're not eligible. And this year, because 12th marks weren't out, we looked at the marks of class 10th as a result, right? But to be eligible, you must have that kind of a cutoff. Thereafter, we would look at your ISD challenge scores. We would make an exception if somebody is coming through a sports category or is playing district level, national level tournaments, state level, not district, state. Or now the other one, Sumit, is a need-based financial assistance. Any family that has income below, it was 12 until last year, but I think we'll increase it to maybe 18 this year, and this is verified through IT returns, etc. They get need-based scholarships, and these can be up to 100%. We've given 3 or 4 scholarships like those this year to very well sort of deserving kids, but they may never have been able to come to ISD if we hadn't given them this kind of a scholarship. And all scholarships are reserved for all 4 years of study.
And the entrance examination will be more of English, logical reasoning, and all these things.
Critical thinking, storytelling. They may get an image and they may have to sort of narrate. Logical abilities. Yeah, there's no maths, there's no English, there's no Prezi, there is no algebra. No, we don't test any of those.
Right. Okay. Okay, ma'am. So you have answered a lot of questions. A few of the questions which a lot of students have asked me is that like they want to go for. I mean, I think ISDI is a hybrid college where a student is getting the technical education as well as in the same premises. They are also getting thing of like complete fashion courses also, which very few colleges does that. So what will you call ISDI Atlas? It's a technical university. It's a design or fashion?
I will call it an innovative school, Sumit. See, innovation today happens largely through use of technology. You know, there's no, I mean, think of the last innovation you thought, whether it was Uber or whether it was a Swiggy app or everything, right? Or sort of an invasive surgery done by robot, right? Or robotics. Or artificial intelligence. I'm myself not a big fan. I'm an old timer, but of technology, and I am also learning to embrace. But the truth is, I'm not saying everybody's going to love technology, but an appreciation of technology. You must at least know what technology can do for you, that much, right? The students who come to us have sometimes no interest in technology. And I'm not saying we're a tech, school, but I think the right way to put it is we're a school for innovation. So we will question status quo. We will talk about finding. And the other word for us, I think we are truly multidisciplinary, Sumit. We are not a fashion school. We are not a product school. We are not an interior school. We are not a communication school. It's a complete design school. If a design school must get ranked #1, like Parsons says, you've got to be good at everything. You can't say I'm really good in my fashion, but you know what, my product is not the program. So I think we are all schools, Royal College of Art, which is ranked at a #1, University of Arts London, Parsons, Rhode Island, they are all multidisciplinary design schools. So I would call ourselves a multidisciplinary school, and I would call ourselves a school for innovation. Now, innovation could happen through technology. It could happen through material. If you made something like mushroom leather as replacement for leather, that's innovation, right? But you have to question, right? And your teachers must encourage you to be able to push those boundaries.
Okay, I just got a very interesting question is that ma'am has spoken a lot about the jobs and placements. What for the students who are looking for entrepreneurship as their career?
Oh, very nice question, actually. So we've got something called an incubation center, and we have filed close to 19 patents already. The incubation center is when you've got a great idea, and you must incubate it while you're in school, while you're at ISD, not after you graduate, because we can only help you while you're with us, or at least we can help you a lot more when you're with us. So you incubate the idea with us. We will allot a mentor to you from the industry. We will allot a school mentor to you. A lot of work has happened in, like I said, the mushroom leather for the fashion design students. Healthcare mein bahut sara kaam kiya hai, Sumit. For students, because that's a big area for product designers. Communication designers also have charcoal project as an interior design. So basically what you do require is mentors, and you also require investment, right? Because you have to put money, and what happens by the time they come to the 4th year is when the ideas are coming to them, right? And by the time you come to the 4th year, the parents have paid the fee, they paid everything, and that's when you're really exhausted your budgets. So who's going to invest in your business first? So ISD would be the first ones to make an investment, and we will file a patent for you. We take roughly 10 or 15% credit. 85% credit is with you. Out of the 15% credit, the teacher takes 5% credit. So he will also mention this in his resume. ISD would take 10% credit. We sponsor your project entirely. We will take you to a point when you are ready for your second round of investment. So one of our students who was an assistant professor also for us, he was a fresh graduate, I'm forgetting his name. So he got his first round of for his diabetic insulin mobile refrigerator. I mean, it was as portable as you could put it in your pocket. We did the first round of funding, and he got his second round of funding from Delhi University. And currently he's working for a company as a partner in Ahmedabad with Bhaskar Bhatt. So yeah, that's we would. If you have a great idea, please bring it to our incubation den.
One last very important question is that a lot of college internationally also, they offer students, like if they are going for fashion design, they can also choose their minors in product, and they can choose minors in SDM. So does ISDI also offers major and minors, and students can opt the courses they like to do in second and third year?
Yeah. Great question, Sumit. We offer electives. Every semester they can pick up one elective, and because we have 5 schools, we are a school of ISD, we are a film school, and we are also a school for animation. We also are a school for business, and we are a school for hospitality and media and communication. So there's a list of almost about 60 electives that are put together, and you can pick up an elective in learning how to do a documentary film, or you could learn an elective on prosthetic makeup, you know, how to do, or you could pick up an elective on special effects. You could pick up an elective in business. You could put up an elective in entrepreneurship, or even culinary. So every semester you get to pick up one elective, and these are exhaustive electives of 60 hours contact. So they're it's not touch and go. So yes, you theoretically over 8 semesters, you can pick up 8 electives, but quite honestly, it never goes beyond 3 or 4, because last year you're got a capstone and final project and all of that. So yes, you've got electives, and that's when you will also work with students of other schools.
Okay. So we are running out of time, but one very important question has just come up, is that if a student wants to go for filmmaking, they should go for the film school of ISDI, or communication can also be one thing where they can do film?
See, the Vancouver Film School is the world's second best school for films, right, after New York Film Academy. So we offer the Vancouver Film School programs in India, and there are 2 programs. We've got the film production, which is everything to do with pre-production, post-production, and we've got an animation program. So if you want to be a serious filmmaker and a film producer, then I would think you should actually get into our film school. If you want to be able to make films to for your products, or for as a communicator, then you can do the communication design program. Both are options. One is a pure film school, whereas a film is a pathway inside of the communication design.
Okay. A student has just asked that ISDI will be conducting like 2 or 3 examinations starting from December to the month of June. So scholarship will be available in all the cycle of examination, or only first or second?
No. So see, as per UGC, Sumit, 3 or 4 cycles are permitted, right? So we will do our first cycle in October, and we will do our second cycle in, I think we'll not do 4 cycles. We will probably do 2 or a maximum of 3 cycles, depending on the COVID situation. We used to actually only do 1 cycle. See what happens, Sumit, majority of the best students apply in the first 1 or 2 cycles. right? And quite honestly, the majority of scholarship applications also come in the first 2 cycles, right? For instance, if somebody applied for a cycle as late as the 3rd cycle this year, there were no scholarships available. So larger scholarships are available in the first few. Reason because the pool is larger, and also slightly the students are better prepared to come to design school. So I would think if you're really looking at scholarship, it is useful to consider the first cycle or the 2nd cycle. But I don't know whether how many cycles we'll have this year. UGC permits 4 cycles in COVID times. Otherwise, normally there's only 1 cycle.
Okay, so all these students, they have asked the same question. I can also answer this. The forms will be out on 15 September. It will be with me. You can fill the form, and the examination will start in October, as ma'am has said that their first cycle will be in October this year, and definitely the subsequent cycle will be in December and after a board examination. So because October, I think you have selected because there will be a board exam in the month of November. So you will be taking this exam before the board examination.
I mean, when they are calm, right? Yeah.
All right. So I think you have answered most of the question. I'm coming at so late at the night. So thank you so much, ma'am,
for
answering all the question. And we will be definitely conducting a couple of more sessions. If you are left with any question, and you can always call me to ask any question. But yes, ma'am, thank you so much for answering all the questions and students have asked. So your presentation has actually made my job very easy today. So you have answered around 20 questions in that presentation.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for having us, Sumit. And all the best to all the students and to the parents. And congratulations on considering design as a career. Because as they say, happy is a man who makes a career out of his hobby. You're never working. Designs never felt like job or a work. So yeah, thank you so much for having us, Sumit. And all the best to everyone.
Thank you so much, guys. Good night, everyone. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.